Hi, I'm Marina J, and I help people who have given everything receive everything, particularly after toxic relationships. So we're talking you receiving real love, real devotion, and real wealth. And wealth is where we are going today. So if you've ever thought to yourself, why has my income level stayed the same? Particularly if you grew up in a toxic family system, it's not the economy. It's that being in a scarcity frequency was normal for you as a child. So if you didn't have enough, right? If love was scarce, if empathy for you, if your parents didn't have real compassion, real empathy for you, if you didn't have unconditional love, if love was conditional on you being useful, if love was conditional on you being low maintenance, if love was conditional on you being compliant, on you being the good girl or the good boy, then that frequency, that scarcity frequency, would have been normalized for you. It just would have felt like this is what life is. And then you would have discovered personal growth, you would have done some healing. And so now you're like, well, I've popped out of the scarcity frequency. But if your income's still the same, and you're not receiving enough, yet you're really good at what you do, you're really talented, what's going on? Right? Should you work harder? Should you do more? Should you kind of take another course? Should you go, go, go? Or is it possible that you've replaced one frequency for another and now you're no longer in that scarcity frequency, right? So you can cover your rent, you can cover your mortgage, all those things, but you're just covering all those things, right? And if you're just covering your rent, you're just covering your mortgage, your health, a few things here and there, but you're not having the luxury that you crave, you're actually in that not enough frequency. And so when you're running that not enough frequency, I like to call it the just enough frequency. It's like just enough will do. Okay. So it's like if you go out to a restaurant, it's not really the restaurant you want to be in, but you're like, it's okay, it's good enough. It's all right. Right. But it doesn't turn on your light. It doesn't turn on your happiness. You're not walking out of there feeling really amazing. It's just like that. It's just okay. And that's fine for some areas of our life. Maybe I'm not massively into compromise. And I used to be a single mom and have no money, and that I still didn't run the compromise frequency, but that's another thing for another time. If you're in this just enough frequency, you're going to kid yourself that it's just enough, that it's okay, that you don't need money. Money's who cares about money anyway? I don't care about money. It's just enough. And that just enough frequency will seep into everything, including how much attention you get, right? From men, from women, from friends, from your audience, how much attention you get if you're running a business from your audience. That just enough frequency is going to seep into just how much income you're going to allow in, you're going to allow yourself to receive. Because if you're running that just enough frequency, well, you don't need very much. But actually, you do. You're lying to yourself. If you're really honest, right? That just enough frequency flatlines you. It leaves you absolutely flatter than a pancake. And so if you are only receiving just enough, guess what? You can't do what you're fully here to do on this planet if you're not receiving what you are here to receive. You can't do your life's purpose if you are not receiving enough money fully. You're going to have to work harder and for longer. If you're not receiving enough money, you can't pay for support. You can't get yourself a nice lunch. You can't receive what this universe is wanting to give to amazing, beautiful, very talented you because it knows that you have great talent. It knows that you're here to help this planet and it is trying to give to you. But if you keep this just enough frequency, you're going to rebut it. And then you're going to wonder why your income's the same. You're going to wonder why you don't have more clients coming in. You're going to wonder why you don't have more customers coming in. You're going to wonder why you don't get that promotion. It's because somewhere in you, that just enough frequency has been normalized. And maybe it's keeping you safe. Maybe it's keeping you safe from ever finding out that maybe if you really went for it, you'd be a failure. You know, sometimes we want to keep ourselves from that success story just in case it doesn't work out. And we go, I'd rather not be successful. I'd rather stay where I am. Thank you very much. Anyway, that's another thing for another time as well. I can go in lots of different directions with this. So, beautiful person. Enough money, enough support, enough of the planet really supporting you is going to allow you to really lead how you want to lead. Most of the people in my world either run their own business or they're doing their life's purpose. And your life's purpose is really important. And if your income doesn't match your talent level, we've got some stories going on. We've got some belief systems going on. We've got some stuff that's just in the way. And so if you are not receiving, love and wealth as you deserve to receive, right? Then say to yourself, you know what? I need to stop telling this story that it's just enough. Because if you're really honest, it's not enough for you. It's not enough for you. That abundant frequency, that frequency of more than enough actually fits you, which is why it feels so nice to go to nice places, to get the right support. And I'm not just talking support in your business, it can be support from your family, it can be support from loved ones, support from the planet, right? So that just enough frequency is why your income stays the same because you go, I don't need anything. I'm fine. I don't need money. But you're not really, if you're really honest. There's so much more you want to do on this world. Imagine what would it feel like to have an amazing team by your side, not just in your business or in your job, but also in your private life. You've got real friends that cheer you on and want to support you and want to help you. And just as you support them, because I know if you've been in toxic relationships, you're already a giver. Your issue isn't giving, your issue is receiving. And what if giving more, doing more wasn't going to get you to your next level of income? What if it was you actually learning how to receive like the queen that you are? Real receiving. That's where it's at. With people that have been in toxic relationships, giving is not a problem. Giving is how you stayed safe in a toxic family system. Okay, I'll be useful, I'll give to you, I'll help you, but I'll require very little because it comes with stuff that I don't want to feel. I don't want to feel your energy. I don't want to feel your disdain for me. I don't want you to get angry with me. So I'm just going to give, but I'm not going to receive. And that just enough frequency that you sit in is stopping a brilliant person like you from receiving what the planet is trying to give to you. So, can you stop telling the story that it's enough because it isn't? Then the moment you stop telling that story and you get really honest with yourself and you're like, actually, I do want this and I do want this and I do want that and I do want that. The minute you start doing that, you start to break out of that frequency because it's not all right. Somebody like you should have more than enough. If you walk around and you're walking around with just not enough, and you're more comfortable with just a little, what would it feel like for you to have a little bit more than enough? What would it feel like for you to have more than enough? What would it feel like for you to have excess? What would it feel like for you, instead of walking around being under-resourced, being over-resourced, having more than you need? Just sit with that for a minute. Can you feel how much more you could give with that? You would. I know you. You would. You'd be like, oh my God, I can just give. You would. You would give from that overflow. And that's where we want you. We heal from these toxic relationships. And then what happens next, right? What happens next? Now we actually want to become the person we were born to be. And that comes from absolutely allowing ourselves to do the very thing that wasn't safe as a child and now is to receive. And so, what would it feel like to have more than enough? What would it feel like for you to run this frequency in your life, the more than enough frequency, that you want more than enough, that you deserve more than enough, that you are here to have more than enough? This planet is so abundant. If you look at a tree, from one tree, you get all these lemons. From one tree, you get all these flowers. There is so much abundance on this planet. And so, what would it feel like if you ran the more than enough frequency and you stopped accepting crumbs? And I would say for me, when I did this in my own life, and I got really honest with myself, and I was like, you know what? I do want more. I do deserve more. And it's safe for me to receive more. And I made it safe for me, myself to receive more. And I did that through lots of different things that I did. And it was just a growth period. But the first stage of that is to decide. You don't have to worry about the how. Just decide. Go, you know what? I want this. I want this more than enough frequency in my life. I have more than enough because I know I'll really be able to do what I'm here on this planet fully. I will be able to fulfill my purpose, my life's purpose, when I'm receiving enough, the complete opposite of when I was a child. And now it's like it's time. And this frequency, when I started actively deciding that's what I wanted, when I stopped telling the story that I was okay with not having enough. That's not how I'm built. You're joking. And also because I give so much. And so then you want to be able to receive as much as you give. And for so many of us, we give lots. And so it's like, actually, that's the imbalance. So when I stopped telling the story and I started telling the new story of, actually, I want overflow. Actually, I want more than enough. Actually, I want the abundance. I want more. And I'm gonna allow myself to receive it. Everything changed. Everything changed, right? I met the love of my life. I've been married to him now for 17 years. I have a gorgeous business that I love, helping thousands of people. And I actively receive. Is it something that I'm terrific at? I am in places and I'm not in others, which is why I'm teaching it, because I understand how important it is, because I've been on that side and I've been on that side, and I want to be even more on that side. When you've had toxic relationships, you get very, very used to not having enough and being comfortable there. But deep down, if you really look, you're not comfortable because it's not natural. It was something that was taught to you as a child, and you learned it. You learned the rules of your family. And if those were the rules, you did them to stay safe. But they are not the rules of the universe. They are not the rules of this life. They are not the rules of your body. Your body wants so much more than this. So I'm going to invite you. Are you willing to make the decision that you want more than enough? It is time. And I'll tell you now, you will start being presented with opportunities inside of yourself and outside of yourself to step up to this new story that belongs to you. I hope this really, really supports you. Lots of love.